She's there in the evening. She never comes late. All day she spins around, but never makes him wait.
And we're back. You know, the lighting in this room is horrible, I just found out.
Yeah.
And my makeup is showing whenever they take the pictures.
That's why we're doing it radio and not TV.
Well, they say I've got a great face for radio, though.
Yes, you do.
You know, so, yeah.
Like a DJ.
Exactly, right?
I don't know if that's...
I don't know if that's good or bad, yeah.
I have no idea what that means. Either.
Yeah, I don't know what a DJ really looks like, but I guess I might look like a DJ somehow.
You have a good DJ voice. You have a good radio
I'm DJ K. I'm DJ CK.
Yeah, well, I'm OMR.
You're OMR. That is correct.
Right. So
that is true.
Anyway, well, we're talking about safety on because that's something that new agents need to know because they are going to be on social media, especially the younger ones.
Yes.
Be on there. That there's some pitfalls to it, and we were talking about that. There's some dangers and how you can draw a line and have some boundaries with that. So, talk us more about how do you draw a boundary? I mean, how do you defend against that?
Well, I try not to be nasty about it. I know that there's going to be some kind of negativity that comes along with posting, selfies or any type of, pictures of myself as a woman. It's just going to come with the territory. But, there are lines that people should not cross, and you should not be explicit with your, comments. And so I think if anybody follows me on any of my social media platforms, they'll know that, I don't usually comment back a whole lot, but if you do cross a line, I will be very quick with a response. There's my mom follows me, my family follows me, and I don't want them to see anything like that. So I try to keep it, as professional as I can. Of course, I do like to post selfies like everybody else, but you have to learn to be respectful as well. If you want to express that you like my selfie or you think it's pretty, whatnot. Or, if you really want to go the extra mile and inbox me, I really don't read my inbox messages a whole lot, but, if you want to express that you want to take me out on a date or something, like, do it in private. That,
I got nothing.
That doesn't happen very often.
No, that's
I was like, dang, the inbox is out now.
Yeah.
My inbox. Oh, my God. If you saw my inboxes, it's insane. I don't even open them. I don't even open them because I already know what it's about. So if it doesn't have, I need a realtor, I need an agent, I don't even open it.
So guys out there, you're looking for a date, you have to get your own radio show to get meet her.
There you go.
You're handling a lot of social media. How do you keep up with all that? Do you use Hootsuite or something like that?
No, I have two phones.
No, I've got two phones, third on the way.
I have two phones that, I just kind of go, bouncing from, phone to phone. And I have just my times where I kind of have, I've studied it enough to know when the peak hours are for people. So I kind of try to arrange my post around those times. And there will be days where I'm more active than others. But it's all about balance, It's really just all about balance in everything in life.
And Nicole, how about you? Obviously you're out there a lot. We talked about social media. We've been on social media for a long time. What's obviously you had some bad stories as well. But how do you balance that?
Well, it's kind of like any type of work-life balance. What we do and how I promote myself on social media is essentially part of my job, and it's how I get myself out there. So, I do set time aside for it, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes because you become accustomed to doing it. So Instagram, I know #Houston Realtor, #Houston Real Estate, #Houston. You automatically know what to go to for the certain type of post and the target audience you're trying to hit with each of those posts that you're doing. And just like Amanda, you research times that you should post, days that you should post, times when people are actually active and they reach the most amount of people on that you are connected to through those platforms.
Yep.
For people that listen, we have agents out there would love to have some hints.
Right.
What times do you find that work best?
So typically in our age group, people are checking social media, number one, when they first wake up in the morning.
Okay.
They're checking it during their lunch hour. And they're checking it typically right before they leave to go home from work because they're bored and they're trying to get out and they're passing time just to get out of work. Because
and
when
they want to know where to go.
Yeah, because when somebody, or during, the 3, 4, 5 o'clock hours, because when someone gets home, they're either going to the gym or they're cooking dinner or they're dealing with family. They're not typically on consistently posting or checking their social media between the hours of like 5 and 8 o'clock. After then, it starts to spike up a little bit because you have those 8 to 10 o'clock hours. But first thing in the morning, so if you could hit a 7:30 a.m., 8 o'clock in the morning post or slightly before, you're going to get decent traffic on that lunch hour, and then right before the work hour ends. And that's what's been successful for me. I'm not sure if
But my posts are really, I guess, the greatest response to my posts are always going to be, like you said, early in the morning, right around between 7:30 and 8:30, right before people go into work. And then I've noticed that at nighttime, like right around between 9 and 10:30. 9 p.m. and 10:30, those are peak hours. And that's kind of like when I like to post something that's just a little bit on the lighter side, just to kind of end the day with a laugh or something that'll make you think, not necessarily anything that pertains to me or what I do, but just something that I find entertaining or amusing or silly. You know, I like to post stuff like that. So the morning I like to focus more on my real estate, and nighttime I like to keep it a little bit more casual.
Now, let me warn you, if you get a post from Nicole and it shows her working out, and you say, wow, that's pretty cool, she will actually make you work out with her and take you over to a CrossFit gym.
Yes, I saw that.
And work you out and almost kill you, by the way, speaking from experience.
You didn't die, did you?
I didn't, but I'll tell you, I was sore the next day.
Yeah, I kicked Chris's backside a couple
of
times.
You're like, okay, now we got to run around the corner again.
Yeah.
I'm like, struggling to get around there.
Speaking of working out and going back towards the social media, another really good platform for getting yourself out there are videos, because there's so many photos that can be posted, but typically you get a fairly good response if you're posting a video. Like you had a really good one, I think last week, talking about overcoming obstacles and putting yourself out there, and that one I watched and it hit me.
Right. Yeah, I think, I mean, with that post, I was just so inspired. I had actually gone downtown and met with a client, and, you know, he had a big, beautiful office, and it just had an amazing view. And I was just so inspired by that because I knew of his story. And I'm just always inspired by people who have worked their way from the ground up. You know, they don't come from a wealthy background. They may have a past that has been, you know, volatile, or some issues, just like we all have. We all have problems. We all have stresses. We all have, you know, issues in our life that can weigh us down. So I think that you have to, as an individual, regardless if you're in real estate or if you're in any other type, just in life, you have to get to a point where you're so comfortable and you're so confident within yourself and you love yourself so much that you're like able to forgive everything and everyone who has ever hurt you, and you're able to forgive yourself, and you're just free. That liberty allows you to soar. It allows you to reach your fullest potential. And that, as a person, is so important to get to that point. And it takes a lot of trial and error to get there. And there will be people that try to knock you and say, that's silly, that you're never going to make it, you can't do it. Or like myself, I'm a single mother. Nicole's a single mother. We have a lot of odds against us. You know, being a minority as well, that there's another odd against us, you know. So
I hate to tell you, you're no longer the minority. You're looking at the minority right now.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's true, because Latinos are a huge demographic here in the United States. But, you know, there are a lot of, you know, hang-ups that we hang on to, and they don't allow us to reach our fullest potential. So once you're able to get to that place, that's the best.
And get rid of the energy vampires.
Oh my
Yes.
God, yes.
Yeah, you have to learn how to give. You know, I tell everybody my philosophy has always been pretty simple. It's positive thinking leads to positive action, leads to positive results. And I've always said that. Everyone who knows me knows those are the three words I live by, or that's sort of the saying I live by. And the reason why is you have to get negative energy. You got to get it out of your life. You have to, because it's the only way you can move forward.
I've gotten rid of people who someone used to ride Harleys with all the time.
Yes.
Negative all the time. I just said, you know, I'm done.
My ex-husband.
Yeah, we
Gone.
Done.
Hey, you know what? That's the thing. That's the thing. And sometimes you feel obligated to still associate with these people or still interact with these people,
But
because
you
they might
don't.
be family, it might be friends you grew up with, but they're just so cancerous at times, so negative, and that weighs you down.
And, you know, it's okay to have a conversation, especially if it's family and you're not going to get rid of them. Have that boundary. Say, look,
Space.
I cannot be around you.
You stay in Galveston, I'll stay in Pearland.
But
And when you're coming here, let me know, and I'll move further north.
Now we'll move into the loop.
okay to have that conversation. Is that this is I can't take on all your stuff. and deal with my staff. We need to be more positive about that.
And just
constantly
support and reinforce how great the next person is. You know what I mean? Because everybody has their lane. Everybody has something to bring to the table. You cannot be everything to everybody, but when you learn what you're good at and how to make that come to its full potential, and you are able to see greatness in other people, you're able to compliment the next person and say, you know what, wow, that's a strength that you got, or that's a beauty that you got.
Great strength of a great person is to be able to see strengths in other people.
Exactly.
Chris, are we coming up like 3 minutes?
We are coming in about 2 minutes, right? So we got to go through our lightning round.
Yes. Well, yeah. Well, you know how the lightning round works here.
That is correct.
I don't know.
No,
Okay.
I don't know either.
Oh,
And I'm
the lightning round
scared.
is
Yeah, basically, in 30 seconds or less, let us know what you want our listeners to leave with, and then let us know how we can reach you if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, my name is Amanda Corral, and I am Houston's favorite bilingual agent. I will help you get top dollar for the sale of your home, and I will put you in the perfect home if you're looking to buy. And just reach out to me at amanda@interohouston.com. You can also look me up, amandacorral.com. Look for me on social media, and I'm your girl.
How about yourself, Nicole?
All right, guys. I am Nicole Lopez, Real Simple Solutions, Intero Real Estate Services. The thing that I would like to leave anybody is if you're a new agent and you're looking to grow your business, or you need ideas, tips, tricks, definitely reach out to me. You can get me at nicole@interohouston.com or nicolegetsitsold@gmail.com. That's my cheesy one.
I like that one.
I like it, though.
Yeah, but you guys can definitely reach out to me there. And like Amanda said, you're looking to buy, sell, and you're north of I-10, because I don't really like to go outside of my comfort zone. But yeah, I'm definitely your girl. You can look me up as well on social media platforms. And I definitely encourage you to go out there and take a look at how we do things.
Well, these are the great ladies of Intero, Randall Martin, Katie Maxwell. Thank you all very much. We like to leave with a good saying. Bill Napick, this is for you, by the way. He sent this in. Says, in the end, it's not going to matter how many breaths you took, but how many moments took your breath away, which is always a really, really
I've
good
heard
one.
that's a great saying.
Today got taken away as usual. Until next time, we are out.
Hi, Daniel.
And you've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack. The question is, who's Frank, who's Sammy, who's Dean, and who's the other guy?
Chris is Frank,
I'm
he's
Dean.
Dean, and I'm Sammy.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So tune in to the really big show every Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on 100.7 The Word, KKHT.